Have you ever witnessed a high-stakes game of multi-million-dollar chess played out in real time? Welcome back, baseball fans, to another deeply analytical and explosive edition of our exclusive coverage from the Philadelphia Phillies 2026 spring training camp down in Clearwater, Florida. Today, we are stepping away from the dirt of the batter's box and diving headfirst into the ruthless, calculating, and often terrifying world of front office economics. We are talking about preemptive strikes, the agonizing anxiety of an expiring collective bargaining agreement, and a massive pile of cash that just fundamentally altered the future of the National League East. While the fan base was busy agonizing over the daily grind of spring exhibition games, the Phillies brass executed a masterstroke of roster retention that sent absolute shockwaves through the industry. They did not just secure a piece of their rotation, they locked down a foundational pillar, the Peruvian powerhouse, the electric left-hander Jesus Luzardo, who was slated to become a highly coveted free agent after this grueling 2026 season, is officially off the market. The Phillies backed up the proverbial Brinks truck, signing Luzardo to a staggering 5-year, $135 million contract extension that will keep him in red pinstripes through the 2031 season, complete with a club option for 2032. That is a cool $27 million in average annual value. To truly understand the magnitude of this preemptive strike, we have to look at the sheer dominance Luzardo displayed last year. In 2025, he was an absolute force of nature, finishing 7th in the National League Cy Young Award voting. He posted a gritty .392 ERA, but the underlying metric that had the front office drooling was his ability to miss bats, racking up a jaw-dropping 216 strikeouts across 183 and 2/3 innings of grueling work. Google Images search term, Jesus Luzardo pitching mechanics Phillies. This move represents a massive philosophical shift for the organization. Just look at the historical context. The Phillies recently faced a very similar situation with their homegrown, 8-year veteran southpaw Ranger Suarez. Instead of paying Suarez, they let him walk into the unforgiving waters of free agency, where he eventually signed with the Boston Red Sox. The fan base was completely divided on the Suarez departure, with many feeling a profound sense of loss for a guy who pitched in some of the biggest playoff games in franchise history. But the front office clearly viewed Luzardo as a completely different caliber of asset, a true apex predator that they simply could not afford to lose. The psychological impact of this $135 million extension reverberates far beyond just Jesus Luzardo's bank account. It serves as the ultimate insurance policy against a looming, terrifying reality that the Philadelphia faithful are desperately trying to ignore. To understand why the front office felt compelled to hand out this massive contract right now, in the middle of March 2026, you have to look at the terrifying domino effect threatening the starting rotation. The elephant in the room, the massive, stoic, Cy Young caliber elephant, is Zack Wheeler. Wheeler remains an absolute maestro when he is standing on the mound, but the whispers of his impending retirement have grown from quiet clubhouse rumors into deafening public declarations. He will turn 36 years old this season, and his current contract expires at the end of the 2027 campaign. He has openly admitted that his desire to pitch beyond that deal is rapidly dwindling. Furthermore, the veteran right-hander Taijuan Walker is officially coming off the books this November, meaning his tenure in Philadelphia is rapidly approaching its expiration date. If the Phillies had allowed Luzardo to enter free agency alongside the impending departures of Walker and potentially Wheeler, they would have been staring down the barrel of a catastrophic rotational collapse. By locking up Luzardo, the front office has brilliantly crystallized their post-2027 rotation. They now have a guaranteed, lethal core consisting of Aaron Nola, Jesus Luzardo, the rapidly ascending Christopher Sanchez, and the crown jewel of the farm system, rookie phenom Andrew Painter. However, the voice of the fan base is incredibly fractured regarding the financial terms of this deal. Half of the passionate Philadelphia crowd is celebrating this as an absolute bargain, pointing out that $27 million a year for a left-hander who strikes out over 200 batters is the going rate in modern baseball. The other half, the deeply cynical sports radio callers, are furious. They look at Luzardo's near 4.20 ERA from last season and scream that the front office just severely overpaid for a guy who is a number 2 starter masquerading as an ace. They worry that this massive cap hit will hamstring the team's ability to make necessary adjustments if injuries strike. But in the ruthless business of Major League Baseball, you pay for future projections, not just past performance, and the Phillies are betting the house that Luzardo's prime years will be spent dominating in October. Let us strip away the emotional attachment to the players for a moment and dive deep into the cold, hard financial mathematics, because the Jesus Luzardo extension is actually a brilliant piece of strategic maneuvering designed to exploit the upcoming 2027 free agent market. The landscape of next winter's free agency is incredibly unique, and the Phillies scouting department knows exactly what they are doing. The premier, game-changing power hitters that the Phillies heavily scouted last winter simply will not be available next year. The offensive market is going to be remarkably thin. However, the market for elite, franchise-altering starting pitching is going to be an absolute goldmine. We are talking about a class that features absolute monsters like Tarik Skubal, Kevin Gausman, Freddie Peralta, and Michael King. These are the types of arms that can single-handedly swing a playoff series. By securing Luzardo now, the Phillies have established a baseline of stability, allowing them to aggressively target one of these premier arms next winter without the desperate, sweaty-palmed panic of a team that needs to fill multiple holes. The financial flexibility here is absolutely fascinating, especially with the terrifying specter of the collective bargaining agreement, CBA, expiration, looming over the entire sport. Currently, the Phillies are operating with a staggering, eye-watering projected payroll of around $312 million for the 2026 season. They are swimming in the deep end of the luxury tax pool. However, according to the financial wizards at Spotrac, the Phillies have approximately $82 million scheduled to come completely off the books after this season. Let that massive number sink in. $82 million of pure, unadulterated spending power is about to be freed up. If the offensive market is barren, the front office's most logical, devastating move is to take that massive pile of cash and reinvest it directly into the starting rotation. Imagine a scenario where the Phillies take that $82 million and throw a historic contract at a guy like Tarik Skubal to pair him with Wheeler, Nola, and Luzardo. It would be an embarrassment of pitching riches. The Luzardo extension doesn't restrict their future. It actually provides the structural foundation required to go big game hunting when the market opens up, ensuring they are never caught flat-footed in the relentless arms race of the National League. Ultimately, this monumental contract extension forces us to confront the core identity of the Philadelphia Phillies franchise and the agonizing 18-year World Series championship drought that haunts this city every single waking moment. What has always been the undeniable pride of this organization? What is the single, consistent engine that has driven their deepest playoff runs and sparked the most magical moments in Citizens Bank Park history? It is, without a shadow of a doubt, their starting pitching. They comfortably hold the title of possessing one of the most feared, dominant rotations in all of baseball, and the front office recognizes that they must maintain this elite standard to survive the absolute gauntlet that is the National League. You do not break an 18-year championship curse by cutting corners on the mound. Jesus Luzardo is not going anywhere. He is locked in, he is wealthy beyond imagination, and now, the crushing weight of Philadelphia's expectations rests squarely on his left shoulder. It is time for the organization to fully commit to building the next era of this rotation around his electric arsenal. Imagine the scene in October of 2028. Zack Wheeler has ridden off into the sunset, and the Phillies are hosting Game 1 of the National League Championship Series. The crowd is a sea of red, the noise is deafening, and it is Jesus Luzardo who takes the ball, tasked with justifying every single penny of that $135 million contract. That is the future the front office just purchased. Now I want to hear from the absolute most passionate, knowledgeable, and fiercely loyal fan base in the entire world. What is your final unfiltered verdict on the Jesus Luzardo extension? Do you believe $27 million a year is a brilliant bargain for a strikeout artist? Or are you terrified that it is a massive overpay that will cripple the payroll? Are you still mourning the loss of Ranger Suarez? Or has this move completely healed that wound? And looking ahead to that massive $82 million coming off the books, which 2027 free agent pitcher do you want the Phillies to target? Skubal? Gausman? Drop your boldest predictions, your deepest financial frustrations, and your ultimate rotation blueprints down in the comments section below. I read every single one of your insights. If you love this exclusive, uncompromising deep dive into the business of baseball, do me a massive favor. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a second of our 2026 Phillies coverage. Stay loud, stay faithful, and as always, let's go Phillies.